All right, cool. So, like I was saying, there's some missing data in this table. Hello, ladies. Internal people are on the right-hand side of the classroom. External people are on the left-hand side of the classroom. So if you're taking an external, I want you on that side because I need to talk to the internal people. All right. My investigation students, listen up. So there is some extra data that hasn't been collected that I do want to collect. First off, there's a handful of students that haven't input their data, so I do want to collect that data because I think it's nice to have the whole class in there. The second thing is I want to include the data for age and for gender. The reason why is to increase, phone, thanks. Thank you. It's to increase the reliability of your experiment. So if you're aiming for merit or excellence, one of the things you would be writing about is why are my results reliable? One of the things in science we need to think about is the group that we collected the data from. We want to make them as similar as possible. So one of these ways we can do that is by organizing by age and just say, because there's going to be 15-year-olds in this class and 16-year-olds in this class. So it'd be more reliable data if we just looked at the 15-year-olds or we just looked at the 16-year-olds. The other thing that we could group it by is by gender. Again, that would make it a more reliable data set because now we're just looking at females or we're just looking at males or we're just looking at non-binary kind of thing. Does that make sense? All right. I will let you guys choose what parameters you want to set because this is a reliability thing, but we do need this data in here. So there's a handful of students that have not inputted their data. So I just want to have a look at those names. Probably just because you guys have been absent. I know some of these people are the external people. So external people, if you don't mind taking a few minutes out of your day just for our bio kids to get this data, and then I can enter it into my laptop. Okay. The other thing I need to do is enter in your ages. I don't want to go through Kmart and find everyone's ages, so I'm just going to walk around and ask you how old you are. Cool? All right. So if your name's on that list, I want you to be measured. Arm length, we're going from middle finger to middle finger. Height, make sure you are against the wall so that we have a nice straight back. And take off your shoes because the shoes will be one of our control variables. And measure your height. Okay? Cool? Huh? Huge hands. No, they're not hands. It's the arm length. Arm length. Toe jams. Oh, we're just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. If you guys want, you can measure an X5, so that way it stinks up S5 instead of here. Yeah. Let me get you a slip. All right. Cool. Let's hop to it to help people get that data, and then we will keep going. All right. Cool. You ready? Bio internal. Take a seat. Listen up. Cool. Okay. So the next thing that we are thinking about is, what was I going to say? Words are escaping me. Oh, yes. Atlanta asked this question, why am I also collecting the age data and the gender data? The reason why is because this increases our reliability of the data. So one of the things that we can keep in mind is that, I'll wait till you guys are done talking. Ladies, shh, I'm giving notes. All right. One of the things we need to think about for this assessment is the reliability of the data that we've collected, and we want to reduce the number of control variables. So I wanted to collect age data and gender data because then that helps us narrow down the scope and we have a group of people that are more similar. So you guys will be able to choose what you want to look at. I'm not fussed with your reliability and what you want to choose as your scope. But maybe, for example, you might want to do just the 15-year-olds, and we are willing to accept male and female in that. And so we're saying, basically, I want a group that's the exact same age, so that way it's more reliable and more consistent. Or maybe what you want to look at is, I want to look at just one gender. I'm happy if it's 15 and 16-year-olds. That is fine because that's pretty close in age, but I do want them all females because I'm mindful, women generally are shorter than men. So it increases our reliability because now we narrow down the scope of what we're looking at as a data set. More of them are similar. Now, when we look at this data set, we only have 25, well, actually 24 now because we're missing one student's data. So what I want to do is I want to add some extra data into this table. I want to add some extra data to this table so we have more there. If we have more than 30 data points, first off, it will now make you eligible for merit or excellence for this internal. And secondly, you can now double dip and use this data for your bivariant internal in mathematics, and you get some more numeracy credits. So that's why we're trying to do this. So I'm going to shift over and I'm going to the whole year from last year's data. I'm actually going to copy this data and put it into our table as well, so that way we have more data and we can then select more specifically. So I'm copying that. I'm going to move it over. You guys can't do this because you only have view-only access. Like that. Oops. Like that. And so now I have more information. Are we okay so far? All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this table that I have. I'm going to put it into the data table that you guys can edit. You guys each have your own copy of this data table. So can you guys copy the data from Google Sheet 1 class height versus arm span and paste it into your sheet? That way you can edit it. All right, copy paste. How are we going? I want to make sure everyone's done it before I move to the next step. Hassan, have you done this? Oh, did I make a mistake? All right, I asked someone else for your age and they said 15. 16, sorry. Have we copied and pasted this data over? Do you want me to backtrack on the steps? Okay. Let me know when you have it done, because then we can go move on to our next step. All right, do you want me to show you again? Okay. So here's the data table you guys can't edit. All right, you should be able to at least highlight it. Yep. Oh, yep, last one. Sorry, I messed up there, didn't I? Copy all of it. Go Control C. All the way down for the data. We don't need the white stuff. I just want this stuff. Control C. Go to your data table. I'll make a new one. Pretend. And then Control V. V. Got it? Onto the data table that's yours. That way you can edit it and you can manipulate it. Are we good? We got that? Brooklyn, we got that? Okay. Can I move on? Polly, we got it? Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to sort this data. I want to sort this data so that way I can go get a more narrow range of information. So that way, what do I want to say? A more narrow range of information, so that way I have better reliability. I want to highlight just the numbers for height all the way to gender and down. I don't want the names at the top in yellow. I don't need the sample size. So we're just going to go this. Oh, come on. Highlight that. So does everyone have that highlighted? I'll come around and help. So I just want you to highlight the numbers. I don't want you to highlight the tables. Nice. Okay. All right. Listen up, internal kids. Just gonna wait because I don't want to keep repeating myself and I don't want you guys to be lost. All right. I'm gonna wait. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Okay. What we want to do is we want to sort this data so that way we have maybe just the 15-year-olds, just the 16-year-olds, or just the males or just the females, depending on how you want to increase your reliability. I'm going to sort it by age because I want to look at just the 15-year-olds. So male and female 15-year-olds, is there a trend? In order for us to sort that information, we're going to go up to data. Can everyone go up and click on data? All right, next one. All right, then what we're going to do is we are going to go to sort range, and we want to go to advanced range sorting options on the bottom. Then you're going to click that. Just make sure. Click. Okay. Now, I can choose what column I sort that by. I want to sort it by column, let's see, A, B, C, D, E is where the ages are. So I'm going to sort by column E. And then we hit sort. And now it's rearranged everyone's data. I feel like I am teaching how to use computers to elderly residents, you guys. No offense. Like, you are the generation that grew up with tablets and phones and computers. You guys should be way better at this. All right, ready? More? Sorry, this is so slow. All right. So what I want to now look at, in fact, I can delete this column here with all your names because that's not something that's critical to what we're doing. So let's delete that column. So I'm right clicking on A. No, it's just the names. Delete column. Are you okay? Okay. Other thing I want to do is I want to take these samples and I just want to reset with their numbers. So I'm just going to go to the bottom here and I'm just going to go delete so that way I can put in the sample numbers. I just cleared this column. Yeah, because I want to re-put in the numbers. So take that, delete. Okay, so there were numbers in the sample column, right? Yeah. All right, I was scrolling down. I want to reset the sample label, and then I'm just going to delete. It'll be okay. Highlight. And then delete. Just on the sample column. Everything else stays. All right. We good? Okay. No, you don't want to delete the column because we still want the sample label. I just want to reassign the sample numbers. Okay. All right. Next thing I'm going to do then is I just want to look at the data of the people that are 15 years old. I want to stop at the 16-year-olds. And I have 54 potential pieces of data. I just want to number it. So I have 1, 2, 3. Instead of going all the way down and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can highlight these numbers and I can drag it down. And then it automatically starts filling in the next numbers. Okay. I'll do it again. Okay. Instead of me going through and just entering the numbers one by one, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's really tedious. A shortcut is that I highlight some of those numbers that I put in. I grab the little dot and I pull it down. And then it automatically starts putting the next numbers in. Okay. All right. Highlight some of those numbers, grab the dot, and pull it down. Pull it down until the end of the 15s. The end of the 15s. That's a really good sample size because that's 53 pieces of data, and we want at least 30. Got it? Got it? All right. Next thing I want to do is I want to separate this 15 data out so that way it's nice and neat. I'm mindful that I want to insert this image onto Kami so that way it is part of our report document. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight. Do you want me to start over? Start over? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight sample arm span, and I'm going to go down to the end of the 15-year-old. Then I'm going to copy, Control C, and over here I'm going to paste it. Go to G1, go Control V. G1, we're moving it for another, we're just moving it over. But we want to keep the original data. All right, keep going. To the end of 15, yes. I'm trying to do some math. Sorry, I'm just trying to do some math. 26. All right, keep going. Okay, so when we put this image onto Kami, I want to make sure that I have enough space for it because right now it's a really long data table and it's not going to fit. So I can only really roughly fit maybe like 20-ish onto my screen. So I want us to go to 26. Highlight that down to 53. Highlight from sample 26 to the end. To the end. Yeah. All right, we okay? Okay, now, just wait. Follow me. Now what we're going to do is Control X. Control X. Control X on that. We're going to go back up here. And in K number 2, I want you to do Control V. Control X and then Control V and put the data starting in K2. So it looks like that. I wanted you guys to highlight from 26 to, oh, I didn't do that very well, did I? Did not do my math. Sorry. Or just math a little bit. We'll delete, okay, yeah, I'll decide. Okay. All right, just thinking out loud. Okay, I want you to highlight from 26 all the way down to 35. Sorry, 53. I want you to Control X, and then in K2, put your cursor there, Control V. Got it? All right. Last thing for today's lesson, we'll finish this up on Tuesday. I want you guys to copy the table label. So Control C, over here, Control V. So that way we have our data a little bit nicer. Okay? Okay. Cool. We'll leave it at there for now.